Earth Spirit is a hero that I rarely see in my games, even at the 4.7k bracket when I don't pick him personally. As you can see, I don't give this opportunity a whole lot of volition. But even still, the more I learned about this hero when I first started playing him, the more it made me ponder why no one even picked him to begin with. He's the only hero in the game with an AoE stun, silence, and slow, kind of. Furthermore, he has insanely safe offlane potential, with the ability to easily sap EXP and last hits when faced when even the most dangerous of tri-lanes. Like, you know those games where they seem to pick so many stuns and silences in their tri-lane that you begin to wonder, man, is this even good? Or are they just banking on me rage quitting for them to win the game? Like, herder, let's get Sven, Rubik, and Lion in a tri-lane, boys. That'll make the offlaner want to kill himself. Yeah, besides Broodmother, I can't really think of an offlaner that I'd rather have in that case other than Earth Spirit. He's got great range, an escape that doubles as an initiation, and Runeseer curing ability that can go over walls to boot, and looks handsome. But enough flattery, who are we actually dealing with here? Well, if you ever wanted to play Ebola the hero, you've basically got him. As mentioned, you have an insane crowd control potential that gets exacerbated when you ult someone and spread, yes, literally spread it to others, and there's known vaccinations and even cures for what you provide. As with most other heroes that have 4 active abilities that have a mana cost though, we need to buy items that can supplement Earth Spirit's insatiable mana requirements. Also, despite his 2.9 strength gain, you'll probably feel quite squishy at times because when focused, Earth Spirit can go down with ease assuming you're either silenced, stunned, or don't have a rolling boulder up. Also, it's no secret, but Earth Spirit requires practice. Like, a lot of practice. This comes as a double-edged sword, as you'll likely never feel like you played a situation absolutely perfectly, leaving you with either a sense of aspiration for improvement or desolation of fear for reality that you'll never do something truly correct. Nevertheless, I recommend you pick him up and give him a try. He's actually insanely rewarding, and actually how I carried myself from 3.9k to 4.7k. I'll even give you a build and strategy that you can replicate. The only excuse you will have after this is your own personal laziness. Anyways, let's get into it. I like to start my Earth Spirit games naked, barring a ward that I either bought for myself or got pulled from by a support. Obviously, I wish to block the pull camp with that ward, and I try to leave the base as soon as possible so that I may do just that. The offlane is your lane, and you'd prefer it solo, though some exceptions can be made if you're trying to kill people in an aggro dual lane with heroes such as Tusk or Doom. I start with Geomagnetic Grip 90% of the time and stand in this location right here to signify to my team that they should just say, screw the top rune, let's just group for bot. My justification for this is that though Earth Spirit can contribute to a level 1 rune situation, you'd rather just go 50-50 with the runes and have time to perform this trick to secure your creep wave's equilibrium being near your tower. In case anyone is curious about the trick, I'll show you how to do it. First I need to clear some creeps here. So on Radiant, I like to stand right over here. I like to wait for the creep wave, just kind of behind us, to hit about this point. Although in all honesty, it's a lot easier to do on Radiant than it is on Dire. Once you've mastered this though, it's not that difficult to do on either. I like to pull it right there, and it should get trapped right there. When I'm on Dire, I like to stand in this location right here. Let's kill some creeps first. In this location right here, and pull the creep wave as it comes down to here. And that should stop it. You can also do it down here if you'd like. I guess I should probably show that. So when the creep wave is like right here, you can kind of angle yourself like that and it should get trapped like that. Anyways, you basically just wait to hit level 6 from this point and then kill the individual in your lane. If you're against a Slark or a PL or their supports are playing too safe, you can always just TP mid or to the safe lane and get a kill there. Chances are, when you hit level 6 as Earth Spirit, you can kill someone. And you probably should. Alternatively, if you've been stacking the hard camp near the offlane, as of 6.86 you can actually take this stack with Magnetize. Truth be told, however, this is only a last resort option when you're sure you can't get a kill at level 6. Because whilst it is nice to be able to take this stack, you'd much prefer to give this to your carry and just simply get kills with Magnetize. Remember guys, you're not a Beastmaster. I think we should take this time to talk about item builds. And I want you guys to be forewarned that I haven't completely fleshed out the best build in the entire world yet as of this recording. 6.86 really changed this hero and the way that you want to itemize him, going from an extremely flexible hero that could build basically everything outside of right click and still win, to a hero that needs some direction to fully utilize his strengths. The staples that I get in probably 95% of my games are as follows: bottle into boots into arcanes. I used to get Urn about 50% of the time, and if I was going to get it, I would get the 2 gauntlets after my bottle for the +6 strength, which helps you make ballsier plays earlier on. After Earn, I would usually go straight into Mech, and then assess the game. Did I need a purge for silences? Guardian Greaves. Did I need to have more disable at a mid-game price? Yules. Did I want to boost Mai and another mid or support's damage? Veil. If Roshan was the name of the game, I even got a Solar Crest. But I don't really like that item anymore after the 6.85 nerfs. You may have noticed that besides Arcanes and Bottles, I was speaking in past tense. That's because even though I still view that build as viable, I'm now torn in two. Aghanim's got a huge buff, if you want to call it that, and that we now need it if we want to pull ally heroes. Axe has always been a decent buy for increasing your damage and utility, but I never did both in such a way that made it incredibly appealing to me. I used to only really rush it after mech if I was losing hard and wanted to attempt to catch someone and throw them into tier 4s or the fountain, plays which can win games. Now, however, I think it almost deserves a core spot. Basically, you have two options as I see it. Either you rush Earn after or in between your Bottle and your Arcanes, and then get mech into Yules or Veil or Guardian Greaves, etc., trying to help your team win mid-game fights and dominate when you're the strongest, or you sit back and get Axe, possibly getting a mech for the mid-game, but then getting an Octarine core afterwards to help you scale into the late game as a utility and CC monster. He's still an incredibly flexible hero which rewards critical thinking from game to game. So don't take what I say for gospel. If you honestly feel like you need a Dagon in your games, then do it. Personally, those games are few and far in between, and if I can justify getting a Radiance in some of my games, then who am I to tell you what not to buy on this hero? Also, right-click is really funny on this hero. Anyways, gameplay-wise, I think we covered the basics. I've made several guides talking about stone conservation and the such like. Everything advanced about this hero would probably be too difficult, if not impossible, to discuss in a format such as this. Check those videos out if you're interested in those kinds of tips. I'll put a link down below. Be forewarned, they are usually between 30 minutes to an hour, so get your coffee ready and be prepared to stay a while and listen, I suppose. Otherwise, yeah, either win the game in 30 minutes or be prepared to deal very little damage to anyone who's not a support. But still provide a huge game impact because of your amazing basic abilities. And yeah, good luck spamming the hero that I used to gain 1,000 MMR in under a month with.